Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon.
Hello and welcome to Let's Sip and Talk with Freema. Tonight is Hump Day Wednesday, so I hope y'all having a good work week and we'll continue to have a great work week. Don't forget about Saturday. Make sure you let people know we're having a big closet giveaway. Myself and a few friends will be out there giving away a lot of items that I know someone could use. And remember that saying, one person's, I don't like to say trash, but one person's something they don't want is another person's treasure. So make sure y'all share that information. 125 Chestnut Street, Orangeburg, South Carolina, from 9 to 12 p.m. Share that information. Again, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We have Chris Warren on. He is a former basketball player with the Gamecocks. Let's see. And also, he is a former pro or might be a pro now overseas. So we'll talk to him so I can get clarification on that. So let's see about Chris Warren.
What's the competition? We ain't no competition. We need some competition. Y'all ain't no competition. Yo, where's the competition? Bring on the competition. We need some competition. Y'all ain't no competition. It's time to ball. Yeah, shawty, time to brawl. Cause see, we bout to stomp y'all from the jump ball. Me worry not at all. Your team is gonna fall. Hope you learn something from it. Cause we schooling all of y'all. Putting you to shame. Don't hate you even came. Bringing the pain to anybody coming through the lane. Simple and plain, we gon' play it like we playing dames. Ain't got a chance, even if we give away the game. So hope you brought your best. Go put your skills to the test. An early off season, about to lay your team to rest. Chalk is another loss, that's what it's gonna cost. Go with your instincts if you're having second thoughts. Your buck, this is where it stops, player. From the point to the center, whole team got hops, player. We be the kings of this division, here to knock you out the box, player. Just wait until I get the rock, player. We tired of playing losers, oh y'all think y'all some winners? No matter who we up against, we treat you like beginners. It's looking real sad, it's looking real bad. You hate to lose, yo, we about to make you real mad. Yo, what's the competition? Bring on the competition. We need some competition. Y'all ain't no competition. Yo, what's the competition? Bring on the competition. We need some competition. Y'all ain't no competition. Welcome to the new addition to your losing streak. We bring the heat to you, treat you like some fresh meat. Let your fans know they can stay in their seats so they can witness the agony of your defeat. No holds barred, playing street ball in backyard. Come on, man, trying to score can't be that hard. I can't believe the aim of your shooting guard, playing like you need to trade his uniform in for some leotards. Your team is getting crushed, your fans are getting hushed, cause they know up against us, your team is fighting dust. Start boarding the bus, you're leaving in disgust, looking like you need a time out to readjust. Looking like some fools on the court getting used. Can't seem to read the O. Got you so confused. See, we refuse to lose. Forget the rules. We gon' play this game barefooted, so you know it ain't the shoes. We tired of playing losers. Oh, y'all think y'all some winners? No matter who we up against, we treat you like beginners. It's looking real sad. It's looking real bad. You hate to lose, yo. We about to make you real mad. Yo, what's the competition? Bring on the competition. We need some competition. Y'all ain't no competition. Yo, what's the competition? Bring on the competition. We need some competition. Y'all ain't no competition. I know y'all at home, but what's the deal with this? Like you trying to build a house, throwing up all them bricks. Got your coach, he ain't believing this. Cause see, when we release, all he hear is wish. Handles to lose you with, elbows to bruise you with. Foul play, I got four I can't abuse you with. In your face shaking bacon, falling for pump faking. It's obvious you don't get the points that we keep on making. The pain is what we bring, go ahead and call it game. Don't even think you can hang with the second string. Driving you insane, yeah, it's racking your brain. Hitting from downtown, you can't believe the range. All you can do is cry, sit back and wipe your eyes. Cause time is passing by and the numbers multiply. And I stay in the sky, guard me why even try. Cause there's no need to even jump on me if you can't fly. We tired of playing losers, oh y'all think y'all some winners? No matter who we up against, we treat you like
Warren! ¡Dios lo que ha hecho Warren! ¡Dios lo que ha hecho Warren! Warren Sánchez no tiene todas las respuestas, las tiene Chris Warren. ¡Madre mía, qué mate! Escandaloso el mate de Warren. Ataca el caja la bola. Chris Warren. ¡Madre mía!
Okay, Chris. So, Chris, tell me, it looks like you're very, very good at what you do. So are you still playing basketball? Are you still playing?
I wish.
No, Chris.
I mean,
Tell me, it looks like you're very, very good at what you do. So are you still playing basketball? Are you still playing? You have two things to do, just one. Looks like you're very, very good at what you do. So are you still playing basketball? You have two things to do, just one. Looks like you're very, very good at what you do. So are you still playing basketball? You have two things to do, just one. Looks like you're very, very good at what you do. So are you still playing
yeah, that problem started to work.
Was I talking that much? I don't know what happened just now. Maybe we should try headsets, meaning I have to go get them. Whew. I don't know what happened. Seemed like I was talking a lot just now when it was playing back. Dog, I talked that much, y'all.
That was the music.
Oh, that was the music and then me coming in. Okay, I was like, oh my God, do I talk that much for real? Okay, so we'll wait to see. Hey, Michael, how are you doing? Melvin, thank you so much. How you doing? Creighton, I got you. You just let me know. Guys, what's going on while we're waiting? Let's see what he says. Anybody got any good news? What's going on today? Any good deeds? Can't wait till Saturday, y'all. I'm so excited about Saturday. I just hope people come out and get these items, you know? I hope I don't try to look at people's tables and get nothing. I know I'm bad at it. I'm kind of semi-hoarder, y'all. I'm semi-hoarder. I see something, I might can use it next year. Let me go ahead and get it. But we got some people coming out. I'm so thankful for them. You know, they have some items they want to give away. And it's not just clothes, you know, it's not just clothes. Might find handbags, shoes, all kind of items. So make sure y'all spread the word on that. I do apologize for the technical difficulties that we are having this evening. But as we all know, things happen. We can't allow it to steal our joy. We can only try to change it. Y'all talk to me while we're waiting.
They cook tonight.
Yeah, I ain't asked that question in a long time. Did anybody cook dinner tonight? I didn't. That's why I'm not rushing. I normally be rushing. We had leftover spaghetti. Shoot, I want to say, Melvin said, can we see your outfit? Well, I mean, I'm not kind of dressed really, Melvin. I just have on now you're gonna make me mess up the camera thing, Majiggy. I just have on a little thing with some boots to go, some flat, if you can see them, some flat boots. I don't know if you can see it. I tried, Melvin. I'm gonna take you up and tell you. I'm gonna do what you said one day about sitting tall. Okay, we're back.
Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
I don't know what was going on. I pressed so many buttons. I guess I'm not the most technology guy, so obviously.
That's okay. That's okay. So, Chris, you said, I was asking you, are you still currently playing basketball?
No. I wish. I mean, that was my passion in life. That's, you know,
Really?
Since I was 6 years old, once I picked it up, I was hooked. So, but you put your heart and soul into something, and then then it goes away. It's tough, but at the same time, you have a greater appreciation of what, how hard you worked, all the grinding that you did, and especially watching that video. I haven't seen it in a couple of years, really. So,
wow.
So yeah, but the love that Alan showed me, and he told me you want to bring me on. I was like, no problem.
Right. So tell us a little about yourself. Whatever you care to share with us. Just tell us a little about yourself.
Well, like I said, I went to the University of South Carolina. Started playing basketball when I was really, really, really young. Loved it. Had a passion for it, and just followed it. And since I was younger, that's a lot of people have goals and dreams stuff, and that was my number one, my number two, my number three dream. And I believe that's how you have to go after your goals. It does work. It's not going to be easy, but it does work. But yeah, I guess about my basketball. Yeah, I went to junior college first, then went to South Carolina. Went to wanted to play professionally. Obviously, I went out in the same draft as LeBron and Carmelo and those guys who are still playing and who are all-time great NBA players. It was a no-brainer that they were going to pick me to go to the NBA. So I had to choose a different route.
Right.
I went to play overseas and started in Mexico. Worked my way up the ranks to Euroleague, which is the second best league to the NBA.
Oh wow! Okay.
Did that for I played there for a while, and played in Europe for about 10 years, and finished up back in 2017. And ever since then, I've been I took probably like 6-7 months off because the transition when you go through the basketball is a little bit different, let's say. But now that I try to find ways to give back, also find out my second passion in life, and which is trying to be in entrepreneurship and try to position. They thrive because I see a lot of people struggling, and like I said it before, if you just focus on one goal and try to keep up with the jump, which I think a problem in our community is, you can make a nice life for yourself. And people, they see all the NBA players and the rappers, and they want to floss out and stuff. I'm like, you don't really have to be like that.
Right, that's true. I do have one question though, Chris, and with any question I ask, you do not have to answer, if you don't feel comfortable. But were you okay? I know you said that was like your passion, playing basketball. Were you okay with playing pro Euro basketball? Were you okay with that? Because I heard you mention that it was the second best to the NBA. Was your goal the NBA and that's that, or were you okay with Euro basketball?
I obviously NBA is the number one goal, but you kind of you have to reset your goals sometimes. And in college, that's when I had to reset my goals. I'm like, okay, highly unlikely that I'm probably going to go to the NBA this next year. I have to reset my goals to see what else is there out there. And I knew my teammates the previous year at South Carolina, that they were playing overseas, and they were trying to themselves over there, and they were making decent money too. So
right.
When I got introduced to that, I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to do this, and I'm gonna make it work. I don't know how, but I'm gonna make it work.
So did you reach out to them? Like, is that something you had to get the ball rolling on, or just from your friends, you kind of had the connections that you needed?
It's a little bit of both, but for me personally, I had to grind it out. I had to send out tapes. I I had asked friends about if their agent. I had a friend who was in Lithuania. I was like, can I reach out to your agent? Could I call them? And called agents from Eurobasket, got their information, try to get my name out there, show them what I did, show them my tape, show them what school I played for. And this just, it wasn't working at first. It wasn't working. And, as in anything you want in life, if you don't get it right away, you get discouraged. But, that's why I always say push for your goals, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Then I know the guy at the gym, he's talking about putting players overseas. Do you want y'all, me and my brother, he's like, do y'all want to go?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. And I met up with him. He liked my game. He thought I could, play easily. He's like, yeah, you can play easily overseas. And I've heard that before.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. But then I would say less than a week, I was in Mexico playing in my first game.
Oh, wow.
Kind of took off from there.
So it happens that fast.
Yeah, I mean, you have to meet the right people who actually out there to help you, because what I've learned is, people, you always have to find people who are in your corner and who want to actually, have the best interest at heart. Even in entrepreneurship, I'm finding that out, because people are out for their best interest first. And I'm reading a lot of Zig Ziglar these days and listening to him. You give people what they want, then you get what you want. And I believe in that wholeheartedly, that you give first and then you'll receive it.
Then you receive it. Absolutely. Have you, in your path, in your journey, have you run across individuals that unfortunately you had to kind of like let go, like they were there for the wrong reasons? Did you find yourself engaging with a lot of those individuals because of who you were, playing pro overseas and all this, especially, people that you knew before, if you get what I'm trying to ask?
Yeah, I understand what you're trying to ask, and not really. I've had some those people in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to remove them, because again, they have to show that they have your best interest at heart. And
right.
Some people, they try to pretend like they do, but obviously they really don't. And you work through that and you learn that you don't know at first. You actually think agents are trying to help you, girlfriends are trying to help you, or whatever. It's
absolutely.
It's you find out during the way, you actually find out who's in the trenches with you, and that's really who you want around you, because at the end of the day, if you're gonna have their, if you as a person know that you're gonna have their back, they're gonna have your back as well.
Right.
Kind of like family.
Absolutely. Sometimes, as they say, blood is thicker than water, but I don't know if that saying is 100% accurate, because sometimes you meet people that's not actually family that cares for you, sometimes a little more, so you definitely run across some good and some bad. And it's good to know that we can definitely figure it out. Sometimes it takes a little longer. Sometimes it's too late, but rather late than never, right?
Always rather late than never, because you can't come back from never. You can make a mistake and fix it, but you can't come back from late than never.
Exactly. What information, or what would you tell someone that, because I know you said you're not playing right now, but you played a long time, 10 years plus. That's a very long time. To me, I don't know if that's a long time to you, but to me, that's a long time. But like, what would you tell someone who's in college? Like, for an example, my son, he want to go to college. He want to play in the NBA or play ball, period. But what would you tell someone who feels like, okay, that last year in college, I don't know if I'm going to be drafted, or I don't know if, they want me as bad as I want this. Like, what would you tell someone like that?
I would tell somebody like that to, get their, it's different nowadays because there's social media out there. So I see a lot of players putting their films and tapes together and trying, showcasing their highlights, for example. But my advice to them is try to find and somebody who's going to actually take the time to look at your game, your skill, and point you in the right direction. people who are going to do that are, former players who played overseas, who can point the.
Okay, so I'm glad I met you.
I definitely can point them in the right direction. We don't realize how many resources we do have out there. I still talk to some people that I have over there. My son is actually with his mom over there.
Okay.
All the time, and I know people that can, if obviously they're not gonna nobody gives you anything. You have to show them something that's
absolutely.
And then somebody like myself or somebody else could put them in position to win and to get a job and get their name. But so much you can do. I can't shoot the basket for them.
Right, absolutely.
Make sure that your game's right. Make sure that you're on your grind. Make sure you're on your best behavior over there, because I know a lot of American players go over there and think it's the States. It's not. That old show, the Cosby Show, or different world. It's a different world over there.
Yeah.
There's you have to make sure that don't forget the reason why you're over there. You're not girls and money or whatever over there to play basketball and establish, a career. So maybe one day you can't get to the NBA, because I know a lot of players that, went over there and then went over to Europe for a few years, and then the NBA looked at them. And I actually had a couple of looks from the NBA from that. It worked.
Wow. So Mo Ford said, who were your top 3 schools out of high school? Why did you go to, is that JUCO?
Yeah, junior college, yeah.
Oh, junior college. I'm like, JUCO? I don't know.
Again, this is mistakes we all make. I live out in Dallas, and I believe there was not many schools on my radar when I was coming out of high school. I'm 6'5" and weighed $170 or whatever. But the one school that was interested in me was SMU, Southern Methodist University. So really, that's like the Stanford down here in Texas. It's like the Vanderbilt of the SEC. It's really, really, really. But my grades were not good enough, and that's one thing I would challenge even my son right now. I always tell him, school first, and then you can think about playing next, because you miss out on so many opportunities if you don't take care of your business first. Because I probably could have played 4 years at SMU, and who knows what happened. But you give yourself much more opportunities if you take care of business first, and then let the cards. I'm grateful for my JUCO experience, because it kind of prepared me for the overseas. JUCO is definitely rough. JUCO in South Carolina are like NBA and overseas. It's just two different animals. They take care of it different ways. So yeah, but yeah, SMU was one of the schools that was recruiting me out of high school, and that's the reason why I couldn't go, because I didn't have the grades to go.
He said going from JUCO to D1 is rare in basketball. Much respect.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it is. It's hard, but the JUCO guys are actually kind of tailor-made for overseas, and I just say the grind of basketball and professional basketball. So I would always, I always tell kids around here that get discouraged if they don't get that D1 look, like, don't.
Okay, what is D1? I feel like I don't know.
Division One, like Kentucky, Vanderbilt, the big schools, Duke.
Okay. I'm like, okay, I think I'm lost here. Mode 4, Josh, you had me lost just now. I'm like, JUCO D1. I think I'm missing something here. Okay, I'm following y'all. He said, what was the biggest barrier you had to overcome playing overseas?
Well, over here in the States, especially professional ranks, it's a lot more open. Have freedom of space, and freedom of the game is so much more. It's harder to play in Europe. In Europe, there's some countries in South America, and I've never played in Asia and Japan, those type of countries, Korea. Where it's more spread out and NBA friendly. Euroleague is not like that. It's like college on steroids. They're really, really detailed. Your IQ has to be really, really high to play. Not just give me the ball. I'm going to shoot the ball 25, 30 times a game, and I'm going to score. There's no James Harden basketball over there. Dribbling the ball. No. It's a lot more team concept and detailed and in defense. And if you can't really if you don't have IQ and you don't have good defensive skills and be able to shoot the ball, it's going to be tough to play. It's not impossible, but it's going to be tough.
Wow. Well, kudos to everybody that was able to play overseas, play period, because it seemed like a lot. And just from, the little bit of experience I have from work, keeping your grades up, from, practice, from dealing with the coaches yelling, it just seemed like y'all go through a lot. So, kudos to all of you guys that were able to get through it. How do you feel about, because one thing that's bothering the kids now, the athletes now, is like my son keeps saying, well, how am I going to get to college if we're not playing, if they can't see me? I said, Khalid, then you're going for academics. You're not going for the athletic side. But of course, that's all he sees. He's a boy that plays basketball. So like, what do you think about this whole pandemic, this whole going back virtual? Because our schools is now 100% virtual again. You know what I mean? So it's like, what do we do with our little players that can't play, like that feel like they're not going to be seen, and now is a crucial time for them? Like, what do we do with that?
It's tough, but your son is in
11th. He's in 11th grade.
He's in 11th grade, and they're not playing. And
they played 2 games and they stopped it.
Well, they should have AAU team where he should show his skills and show where you need to find somewhere to play, because one thing my dad always told me is, if you're good, they'll find you. So you can't be good playing, staying at home and whatever. So
right.
There's definitely opportunities out there. I know one of my ex-teammates has basketball schools, and he travels around for teams, and he exposes the players so they can get seen. And there's tons of tournaments, and me and my brother actually have an organization. We don't have any high school kids yet, but we have like a 7th grade team that we're trying to groom and grow and help them open doors, opportunities that hone their skills in, and help their opportunity to get a scholarship, because that's essentially what's pay for their school.
And I hate he's worrying about that. But so when you mentioned, and Eric has a question, but really quick, when you mentioned as far as like the highlights, because I'm that mom that's recording everything, and then I put his highlights together, and the only place I know to put it is Facebook. So what avenues, or where, once they start back playing, where would I put these highlights so people could see them?
You put them on Instagram, you put them on Facebook. You send tapes to college coaches. I don't really agree. They have these organizations where they charge you money to go send them out. You don't need to do that.
Okay.
Anywhere that's like JUCOs, you can send tapes to junior college coaches, because your skills might not be. One thing about me, your son, I developed a little bit later, and some people get discouraged after high school. Developed right away, and I went to JUCO and developed my skills, grew some more confidence, and kept going. So that's if people look at JUCO as a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I only know that because of experience. Because if I did, I went straight to. I see some guys who went straight to high school to college, to D1 college, and they never leave the bench.
Oh wow!
They play 4 years there or 2 years. It's rid of them. It's always better if you're on the court and you're playing.
Yeah.
If you're sitting on the bench, you know, I mean, it's a team. Teammates do good, but the only way to get that exposure is to be playing.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna pop my collar right now. 11th grade, he's starting and playing the whole game. So I'll just do that. Got his skills from his mama. Eric said, when did you realize you couldn't make it to the NBA? What kept you going? Family, money, etc.
I mean, family for one, because I know we were. I was in college. We were dead broke, and we had to raise money from our family to go to tournaments and send out tapes and do all that. And my family really came through for me. So, but what kept me going is I seen it was possible to do it. And I seen my teammates doing it, and I competed against them. And I was like, no, they can, I'm on the same level. I'm better than these guys. And if they can go and then play, I know I can play. I just got to keep, it's just the confidence that, that you can do it. And once you have that confidence, you just keep going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Got to have that confidence. You got to have that support. Definitely.
Support. Yeah, no doubt.
Definitely. Well, I don't want to hold you too long, Chris. Is there anything else that you can think of that you would like to share with us tonight?
Also, I would just tell, everybody just be also educated too. And one thing that I wish I would have did, you have the blinders on when you're playing. You're just so focused on the basketball next contract. I would say, to all the people in any type of job really is to be proactive about, your finances and make sure you're in the position that you want to be in because, life goes by so fast, and, you don't want to always want to try to be one step ahead. And I've done a pretty good job of that, but there's so much, so much more stuff that I wish I could have did when I was playing. But that's what I would encourage people to do is be proactive on their health, their finances, and, who they surround themselves around, because all that stuff's going to lead to you either being happy or you struggling, kicking yourself and talking about people that is around you. You can talk about you say you're your friend, but they leave around talking about your back. So it's just like you always want to be around people that you can say exactly what you think about them in their faces behind, So
absolutely. And Chris, I appreciate you so much for coming on and sharing this knowledge with us. I always say this probably on every single show, is that we learn from one another, so we sit down, we have these conversations just because it's something that you'll share that someone may not know, something, I may share that the next person may not know. So we all learn from each other. So I appreciate you sharing this knowledge, sharing your journey with us and, allowing us to get into Chris's world. So we definitely appreciate that. Is there any websites, any, promotional materials you want to give us or anything where you want people to follow you, your organizations, your entrepreneurship that you got going on, any platforms that you want to share with us?
You can follow me on Instagram, LeVar Warren. Follow me on Instagram, LC_War_13. Our organization is called Syndicate Sports International. That's where we're, with our kids and our program that we try to help kids get to the next level if they want to use basketball as a tool. And that's it. And stay tuned. I should have some stuff coming up so if platforms.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. Well, Chris, I'm gonna ask you just to stick around really briefly after the show. You guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Melvin says, stay safe, my brother. Good luck with everything. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for asking questions and staying engaged. I really appreciate it. And as we always say on Let's Sip and Talk with Freema, peace and love.